Welcome. Thank you for visiting us on EA.net again. With me, I have one of our certified astrologers, evolutionary astrologer here, Miss Christina Rai from Winnipeg, Manitoba. And so, Christina, welcome. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad to be here, finally.
Yes, Christina and I have just met after a few years of conversing, so it's been a real sweet connection for these two women who have Sun and Moon in Scorpio,
Yay!
not to mention all our other Scorpio planets. So
Right.
we've really had a sisterhood here. But Christina, tell me, how did you get involved in astrology, evolutionary astrology?
Well, I think like most of us, we've probably been kicking around the astrology world for a while, but I think I found Jeffrey when Pluto was transiting my Venus, Sun, Mercury, Moon, stellium. So for those of you who know about Pluto transits, so really I would say that, and that was sort of back in the early 90s, and from the moment that I opened the volume 2, which is the book that I started with.
Pluto too.
Yeah, Pluto 2, and recognized that Jeffrey really had gotten to a level that was necessary for me, and then ultimately I think really necessary for everybody who wants to move ahead in terms of emotional, spiritual, mental growth, right? And now after this week, physical. Yeah,
Right.
so really that's where it started, and then I think if I may, when I opened Pluto 2 for the first time, it fell open to Venus and Scorpio.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah.
I have
There you
Venus
go.
and Scorpio, so I took that as a message from Spirit
Yes.
that I should proceed.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So tell me about your practice now as an evolutionary astrologer. Do you have any areas that you specialize in or work with?
Yes, well, I think basically the whole evolutionary astrology syntax, really. So people ask me, well, what do you do? I say, I'm not a predictive astrologer. So if you want to know, if you're going to win the lottery or get a better job or any of that kind of stuff, I can maybe refer you to other people.
Right.
So I'm here to maybe provide you with some triggers that then you can use to self-actualize and to find a connection with your soul purpose. And the more that you can connect within yourself to what your soul wants you to do, because the ego is just the vehicle, then the more likely that you will then have a very proactive and rewarding life. And when you start to align to soul purpose, even if it isn't entirely consciously, right? Doors start to open, opportunities present.
Right.
So it's very, very much in tune with the whole thing that we're hearing in sort of the New Age metaphysical world
Right.
about intention and purpose and actualization. So that's really what my work is all about, and yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so any areas with astrology, evolutionary astrology, that you have care to talk about or have interest in exploring, or?
Well, I really love this week, Kim. I mean, this has been a wonderful week on a spiritual level because the community here was so great, but also the tremendous amount of work that you've put into collating and assimilating all of that information. So I really...
Health and wellness.
Health and wellness, everybody. Yeah. So I do feel much, much more secure within myself in terms of talking to people if they do ask me questions about their physical conditions. Whereas I would say that before this course, and it was really intense. But before this course, I would say that I would hesitate because I don't feel that you should ever say anything about something that you're not really conversant with in your own mind. Yeah. So I still don't feel that I am a therapeutic practitioner. But I think if somebody asked me about circulation problems or about herbal supplements, then I could feel more confident in recommending some of these very non-intrusive and very healing substances that we've been talking about all week,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So thank you, Miss Kim Marie.
You are most welcome. Well, we are very familiar with evolutionary astrology, working with the soul.
Right.
And what would be more natural than to work with the temple of the soul?
Exactly.
So this has
Perfect
been,
sense.
yep, a very beautiful area for me to move into, and I feel that you'd be a natural in this area too, because you brought a lot to this week with your comments. And
Oh, well, thank you.
I just sense you as being able to put a lot of different methodologies together. I love your intuition, my dear. And so we'll take...
Maybe we should say, Neptune in the first, right?
Yeah, okay, yep, that works. Sun conjunct Neptune here, so so we'll just go off and do our little Neptune thing together, won't we?
I think we need it.
We've just finished up a week-long health and wellness segment of evolutionary astrology, and I was very blessed to have Christina participate in it. And so now that the week is over, we're in the beautiful Black Hills, and we all have a hike planned. So we're going to say thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate you showing up at ea.net. Contact Christina if you are interested in any of her services. And thank you. Have a great life.